digs and kills in both matches so far for the Eagles. Jason Kennedy going with mostly his regular starting lineup for the first two matches. There is one tweak, that at the setter spot, where freshman Aubrey Moore out of Connecticut will get the nod in the starting unit today. Sophia Lambros right now in the front court, both setters on the floor to start in this defensive rotation for the Eagles. BC in the whites for this final match, where Iona in the maroon and gold. Serve comes from freshman setter Jordan Ader for the Gales. Iona working in two freshman setters this weekend. Their only returning setter, Emma Vu, not available, has not played on the weekend so far. So it's been the senior Ader who's not seen much time, and a freshman Jalen Simon who have seen the majority of the set work. Here is Sophia Lambros, the fifth-year setter for BC. Tricky one early for Ava de Guzman. Able to fight that one off from Haggerty, and that one trickles through. Nice swing there for Mia Yeagers, another young player this Iona team working through the rotation.
Yeah, it really started out in the back with Kenzie Wiggins communicating that ball was going to be played by her. She sends it up front, and they're able to get the point.
Yeagers now with the serve. Deflection gives Audrey Ross a little trouble. Into the middle, Jen Soto, been one of the bright spots this weekend for Iona.
I just got up and got that one. Good for the Arizona Storm Elite. I got a lot of good experience with the club team.
Schroeder, her shot altered. Ross with a pickup out of the back. Haggerty can't put it away. Soto again, this time it's blocked. And that one over and out, tough angle there for Wiggins. But Haggerty once again showing her presence in the blocking game.
Yeah, first you don't succeed, try it again, and Haggerty able to brush off the first when it comes back right to her, puts it across, and the senior able to get the point for Boston College.
All even through the first four. Schroeder picks up the swing. Ross's first look, blasted cross court. Audrey Ross tied for the team lead with 28 kills on the weekend.
It's a good fight up top, too, between Jen Soto and Julia Haggerty. Haggerty won the battle, and Boston College able to capitalize. Doesn't extend the point. They're just able to get the kill down.
Quick set for Wiggins. Block slowed it down. Tip shot. Dump deep. Riddle, good adjustment on the move. Lambros short with the free ball. Wiggins is turned away. Haggerty all over that again.
You said it, Ben. Riddle able to keep that ball alive, and just good adjustment of the body. Sometimes we'll see players there in that situation stumble, maybe trip up over their own feet, but she just moves the body. That's why you practice the karaoke drill.
Wiggins rolls it. Ross able to jam it through, kept alive by Fern. Wiggins again, turned away again. Soto missed on the punch. Well, this BC block has been ferocious through two matches. They have totaled 29 blocks.
Kenzie Wiggins was trying. She had good opportunities, back-to-back chances, but just couldn't find the opening.
Tough when you're staring at Haggerty on the other side. Fern gets it through. Anna Harrington on the angle. It comes right back over. And Ross rolls it a little bit deep. Back here at the Cannell Center, 10-3, the early lead for Boston College in the opening set against Iona. See what the Eagles have done through their first two matches this weekend. Doubling up their opponents in blocks, and so far, 3 blocks already in this first set. They're right on pace to match that number as Riddle serves it into the net out of the timeout. And right now holding Iona into the negatives, which has been a troubling pattern for the Gales. They have hit in the negatives both in their first two matches against Eastern Kentucky and Texas Tech.
Yeah, last night it was Grace Eller who had 8 kills to lead the charge.
Arrington, all sorts of room.
And Grace has been fairly quiet, but this Eagles offense is not. They've been spacing it around. Talked about Ross and Schroeder, but right now Boston College really utilizing Riddle, the upfront blocks from Julia Haggerty, and mixing in some new players into the rotation.
Arrington's second kill, just the fourth for BC so far. Here's the freshman Moore, the new setter. Gonna watch that one go out. There's Ader with a missed touch. First chance to really look at Aubrey Moore. One of two freshman setters in with this incoming class for BC. Long run again for Ader. Moore's first set. Tees up Ross for her third kill.
See the way Ross jumps. She just gets a lot of action as her arm is rotating. So you get to the hops and you get the power of the arm rotation. It's gonna be hard to stop up front.
Good serve from Moore, leads to an overpass. Schroeder picks up that swing. Ross again on the angle.
See, that one had more topspin, so it looks like it's gonna go out off initial contact, so the defense thinks, oh, maybe it's gonna go a little further than the line, but then it just lands, it dies down and lands into the box.
Ross off to a quick start, 4 kills on 6 swings. And Moore, a tricky serve, and no chance to bring that back. First career ace for Moore, and it's gonna lead to another timeout from Andy Mueller. Former Connecticut Gatorade Player of the Year, Aubrey Moore, kind of opened Jason Kennedy's eyes a little bit through the preseason, said maybe she's a little further along than we expected. Sometimes the level of play in high school volleyball in the Northeast doesn't get quite as much love, certainly from other areas of the country, but she's come in first year out of the state of Connecticut and is playing, getting an opportunity to play early on.
Yeah, almost average double-digit assists. Had over 2,000 career assists in her time at Darien, and 25-0 state champs, was a state tournament MVP. So she knows how to play and knows how to get and rise to those right moments. And Jason Kennedy said, hey, this might be an opportunity for her to get playing time and be involved in the rotation.
And we see right now getting maybe a little mentorship from Cornelia Roach, another Connecticut native. And Roach is a great story because she's another, again, Connecticut product. She's a player who sort of had to wait and maybe bide her time a little bit. Opportunity through some injuries opened up for Roach last year, and now she comes into this season, her senior year, as a starting middle.
Yeah, it's one of those players that, as a coach, you put into their starting lineup, maybe for injury reasons, maybe just the game's out of hand, and you get an opportunity to get some players some playing time. Cornelia Roach made the most of those opportunities. She took advantage of it, and she's now in the starting role, or one of the starting roles here up front for Boston College, and it just shows you hard work pays off. Doesn't go unnoticed.
So the two Connecticut natives on the floor right now. Moore back to the line for BC. And that's in. Another ace. Just clipping the line. And Andy Mueller is going to make a change in the back. Sanem Baz will come out, replaced by Carrie Smith. That one does go a little bit long, but Moore able to extend the lead here to 11. Gonna look at Andy Mueller, third year in charge of this Iona program. Big rip out of the middle, nice dig by Wiggins. Ader on the setter dump, caught Riddle looking the wrong way.
A little spark here for Iona. With the missed serve, Boston College gives the Gales an opportunity to fight their way back.
There's a look at Wiggins, part of the all-tournament team a year ago. Iona, as the final 6 seed, was able to knock off Marist in the first round, but bowed out in the semifinals of the Metro. Ross a little bit long with that swing. A couple in a row here for the Gales. Ross gets another chance and fires it off Wiggins and out of play. Heavy dose of Audrey Ross here early on.
Sometimes you got to go to your go-to hand to maybe get the momentum back on your side. And you see Boston College just trying to feed Audrey Ross up front. Ross at 6'3", the sophomore. A lot of power behind her strike.
Brooklyn Yelland in the serve for Ross, and freshman Sequoia Lane makes her second appearance of the weekend in the front row. There's an ace for Yelland. Third of the set for the Eagles.
Yelland's another one of those players that worked hard last year, had to wait for her turn, and this year battling for that spot at the libero defensive specialist, and those aces will help.
Seen a significant role so far over the weekend. That one goes a little bit out. Eagles still enjoying a healthy lead here in the first set. Lane with the pass, forces more to her side, gets the set, and is able to rise up. First career kill for Sequoia Lane, the New York native out of White Plains.
She got up on that hit. Looked like her legs, her knees might have touched the bottom of the net on that jump.
Cornelia Roach long with the serve. So a couple misses here near the latter stages of the opening set. That'll send Ader back to the line for Iona.
Some more points given up by Boston College on the service line. That's been the issue so far here in set number 1.
Lane again, rolls it. De Guzman, the bump set. Riddle comes over to get it. Lane again off the net. Back row shot, Wiggins. Returned by Yellen. Byrne blocked. Lane got caught underneath it.
Sometimes you just got to move out the way. Julia Haggerty was right there, but that's one of those things the freshman will look at and see how can she maneuver her body so she gives her teammate a little bit of an opportunity to try to make a play on that ball.
Lane just gets out of the way. Serve goes out. Lambros will come back in for another round. And Harrington returns into the front row.
Used to have developed quite the chemistry over the course of last year and over the offseason coming into this year with Harrington and Lambros.
Tough set, and the block is there. Harrington and Haggerty, no trouble smothering that one.
It's one of those look like Iona just got caught flat-footed on the far side, couldn't get enough hop to get the ball elevated past the block.
Fern swallowed up, thrown over by Soto, and that's out of play. Maybe the one surprising thing we haven't seen this weekend is an ace yet from Lambros. She is one of BC's better servers, in fact, tied for the all-time aces lead in school history coming into the season. Just needs one to set a new record. That one playable, tough tip. Harrington returns it. Fern over the block, right to Riddle. Lambros on the move for Lane. Finds the corner. Really good shot.
That one, it looked like the block got there in time, so she had to adjust, or at least it was coming in her peripheral vision, so she had to find that alley down the line. Had a nice little spin to it as well, so it just hits inside.
Big shot. Returning the favor there, Mia Yeagers, her second kill of the set.
That's a way to respond, right? For a freshman, unfazed, just goes right back up to attack the weak side, and she gets the kill.
Tough pass for Yellen there. Good serve from Jaegers.
Two-time conference player of the year out of high school. Comes with some good credentials here to Iona.
Lane rises up. Block got a lot of it. Soto's tip, pancaked up, but Harrington couldn't do much on the second ball.
If you're Iona, you ride it, right? You just keep playing this good serve from Jaeger. You try to play it off the block and get it outside.
Lane returns it. Soto smashes it, kept up. Lane able to get it over the net without crossing the line. And in the end, Wiggins will finish it off. That was a broken point from the get-go.
Yeah, Boston College struggling to get back in sync here defensively, and Iona able to capitalize. First hit off of that was a misplay that went over the net, and Iona tried to stuff it there. I believe it was Soto, and just couldn't get it down.
Lane, the tip, right to Wiggins. Into the middle, Soto. That one caught her off guard a little bit. Harrington can't put it away. Wiggins blocked. That one headed to the bench. Fifth block of the opening set. BC again just dominating the front of the net.
Yeah, that presence up front, so hard to get by. And if you're Iona, you're trying different ways, right? You're trying to the finesse move over the block. You're trying to strike it through to get a tip. But their arms up there are just too tough.
Lane stays in to serve. Chance to serve out the opening set. And will do it with an ace. Sequoia Lane coming in partway through the set. Gets it done with a couple kills up front and wraps it up with the fifth ace of the opening set. Boston College able to roll through 25-14 in the first. Eagles on top 1-0 over Iona. We'll be back with the second set in a moment.
Far, so trying to mix up those upfront plays, and then again, just getting better at the service line. Too many mistakes for Boston College on one end. They're capitalizing on some of the aces, but they're giving points back for both teams.
5 aces, 4 errors, as you said, for the Eagles. Lane does stay in to start set number 2. Also a new middle hitter in for BC, Grace Milliken. The Texas native started last season for much of the year before being banged up a little bit with an injury. She comes in for Julia Haggerty, but it's Anna Harrington who gets the first look of set 2 and puts it away for her third kill. Harrington, a couple career highs in the win over Eastern Kentucky earlier today. 8 kills, 5 blocks, both new records for her personally. Into the middle, out of the reach of Soto.
It's a nice set, had a nice elevation to it, but just mistimed by Soto.
Long set. And just out of the reach of Riddle. Good swing that time from Carrie Smith. Another part of the big freshman crew for Iona. She's out of Georgia.
That 4-time All-Region JVA. MVP honors a season ago.
That one's out. Now they do say it was touched. Lane went to play it, and then on the initial signal from the corner, said it went through her hands, but the down official said there was a touch there. Lane makes the pass here. Roll shot. Slide ball for Soto, picked up by Riddle. Back row, it's Ross. Comes right back over, and Milliken to the open court.
And Grace Milliken comes in and makes a split-second decision there to just flip it over and get the open space. Iona doing a good job keeping that play alive, but then Milliken just able to find the out-of-position player up front and put that ball down.
Yelland will come in now to serve for Lane. That shot out. Iona calling for a touch, and they will get it.
Yeah, it looks like they got it on the right side, and it's a good attack. Soto's going to go out for a breather, but she's been one of the more prevalent options here in the second set and throughout the first.
One of the two liberos, Porter, back to serve. Harrington got the touch. Good quick set that time from Lambros.
And just straight attacking from Harrington. Knows where she wants to go. Looks like she's picking her spots and has put 2 good points down here for Boston College in this.
Maybe a little bit more of a question mark. Hoppus certainly got plenty of experience last year. Anna Harrington has played well in that role as well this weekend. She's someone who Jason Kennedy likes in that role. However, it's just not been able to stay healthy the last couple seasons.
And that's been the issue, but you know, when you've got players who are working as hard as Anna Harrington, she's going to make that conversation and that battle a lot more difficult, right? I mean, the way she has come on strong this year, and even in the offseason, talking to the coaching staff, it feels like they have been really, really surprised with how far along she has come. She's missed some time due to injury, as you talked about, and now it feels like this is her time, and she's going to battle for that. It's not going to be a spot that's given to her. She has a lot of competition behind her, but it seems like right now she's not shying away from competing for that position.
Harrington played just 13 sets a year ago. Again, she was a player that started opening night against Michigan, part of that 3-0 win. And unfortunately, just missed most of the year due to injuries. Out of the timeout, serve a little bit long for Moore. No, window's still open here for Iona.
Zager's been good at the line for Iona.
Forces Ross down into the middle. The tip from Hoppus is blocked. Yelland is there. Hoppus blocked. Yelland saves it on top, and Roach just couldn't find it. Grace Ayler first to the ball.
Yeah, Ayler a couple of times on that play, able to stuff it back towards BC. Did not let the Eagles get the point, and is now back to a 4-point deficit. So Iona just chipping away here.
Grad transfer from Gonzaga. And Ross has the answer the other way. That's Ross just able to elevate over the block.
Yeah, she's so good at blocking, and passing has gotten better, but those kills up front, she's really gone cross court, down the line, and then the power that she's worked on. A lot of strength this past offseason, and you can see it paying off here in the first 3 games or 3 matches of the season.
Danica Rock in the serve. Freshman out of California, All-American recruit for BC. First appearance of the weekend. Sequoia Lane into the front row, got a piece of that block. Pass from Moore. Riddle gets to the ball, and Hoppus gets it through. Talk a little bit more about Rock as she goes back to serve. Sierra Canyon High School, obviously a phenomenal school, produces a ton of college talent. A Max Preps All-American second teamer a year ago.
Comes from a good volleyball family too. Mom on the left side. Sister Delaney plays volleyball at Colorado College.
Back row swing off the chest of Rock. Lane takes care of the swing. Tough ball. Rock finds it on the angle. Rock out of the back row. Couldn't get a good rip at that. Oh, Fern caught off balance, but still able to punch it over. To the middle, it's Roach, it's blocked. Over for Lane. That one whipped long. Tried to get the roll on it, but didn't get enough top spin to drop it in.
That's when you just got to get a little bit more of the arm. Get some action to get that rotation, but just floats out.
Back set Hoppus. That one punched into the net. So Hoppus coming on strong here in the second set. All 4 of her kills here in the second. And we've talked so much this weekend about Schroeder and Ross and how they're only sophomores and how well they've played so far. Well, now we're getting even a little bit glimpse of maybe the depth at that position with Rock and Lane in the game. Tip shot, able to sneak past Moore. Carrie Smith picks up her 4th kill. Now puts her in front for the Gales.
She's really picked her spots. Couple of kills here in this run for Iona to keep it close.
Freshman Avery Gaum out of Buffalo into the game. Boy, Lane with another bomb. Popped over. Lane pushes it, tried to catch him off guard, but de Guzman was there. That one hammered out. Andy Mueller looking for a double contact. Again, you can call it on the first touch potentially, but that was a pretty solid push from Lane.
Jason Kennedy with good reaction over there. That ball was coming right for his staff. He was able to just corral it. He's on the football field.
Former defensive specialist, you're not going to catch him off guard. Second and final timeout taken here by Iona. Lambros coming back in, going to try to serve out this second set. Iona still hoping for a way to rally back here. Gales have just gone back over the tread watermark in terms of hitting percentage. They're now up to 16 kills and 15 errors. Again, they've hit in the negatives their first 2 matches of the weekend. You can see it's a young team. They do have some good experience back. Unfortunately, we have not seen Ezzie Thompson this weekend. She is one of their leading returners up front. Had almost 200 kills and 70 blocks a year ago. Wiggins has been a little bit in and out of the lineup as well. So a lot of first-year players being worked in for Andy Mueller as he tries to round his group into form and maybe get his young players some experience before they enter conference play.
Yeah, that's where, you kind of try to, for a lot of these mid-major teams, you try to work this non-conference schedule so you figure out who you are and what you can be during the conference part of their schedule. And they weren't selected in the top 5. They were 7th in the Metro, and that's one of those things that motivates you as a team, as a coaching staff, to try to get back into that conversation like they were in 2018 when they won the conference championship and made the NCAA tournament.
And it's a league that he says can very much be up for grabs. It's a competitive match no matter who you're playing, top of the league, bottom of the league, every night. You never know who's going to beat who. Well, he feels like just because you're picked 7th doesn't mean you can't finish at the top.
We've seen it happen before.
Certainly has been the case. Lambros with the serve out of the timeout. Milliken with the bump set. And Lane off the high hands. Sequoia Lane now her 4th kill. What is not officially her college debut. She did get a set against Texas Tech. With just a brief appearance. This time she gets a piece of the block on the near overpass, and it is set point for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's 6'2" against 6 foot in Soto going up against Lane, and it felt like the fingertips of Lane were still over the full hands of Soto.
Coach Kennedy raved about her athleticism. Off the block, right to rock. Set for Harrington. And the block is there again. Pinball back off of Smith and out. So another BC block closes out this out of Ohio. Pushed over and out of the reach of Mott. So Ader, the setter, calls her own number. And now we have the other freshman setter on the floor for Boston College, Mott, out of Toledo, Ohio. Sequoia Lane over everything there. Mott, a part of the U.S. National Development Program a couple years ago in 2021. Played at St. Ursula. Here's Milliken with an excellent shot, and Mott with the service.
Over 1,500 assists in her career. She knows how to feed her teammates, and again, Grace Milliken with the finish. But a lot of good freshmen on this roster for Jason Kennedy and this Boston College staff. They're really excited about this group that they brought in.
And now we see a switch at libero as well. Brooklyn Yelland takes over wearing the maroon libero jersey for BC. That one sneaks through the block. Wiggins picks up the kill. It's just her second of the match. She sat most of the second set. She was arguably their best hitter against Texas Tech earlier this afternoon with 10 kills. Lane with a hand pass. Harrington. Oh, nobody was sure who was getting the second ball there. Ader took the first one, and then de Guzman backed off. Everybody trying to sub at the same time. The official says, let's go one by one here.
Got to keep track of the subs at the scorer's table. You had about 4 or 5 people trying to sub in at once, and Boston College with 2 and Iona with 2.
Eagles getting to their setter change, so both freshmen getting the nod here in set 3. We saw Mott, now we see Moore again. Jaegers not quite able to find the angle. You wonder if the 2 freshmen have already, you know, in M&M duo kind of thing as the 2 setters in a 2-setter offense. Does that happen on day 1 of camp?
I think that you got to set it up, right? I mean, it happens as soon as you know that the other person's committed and coming. Make a phone call real quick.
One hand set from Ader, and that one just enough to get through the block.
Now serving the Gales, number 24, Grace Taylor.
Roach, oh, it's an excellent set by Moore on the shoot.
It just impacts the game in so many different ways, and you're able to help your teammates out and help yourself out in multiple different ways. It allows you to get more points on your side.
So now with Yelland in the libero role, it is Riddle who comes in as the defensive specialist to serve. Overpass, Roach calls her own number. Jaegers stuffed. Block number 10 on the match for BC. They have hit double-digit blocks in their first 3 matches.
Again, we talk about just grasping the opportunity, and Cornelia Roach was able to do that. You can see how happy she is out there, just playing a role here for Boston College.
And Roach almost got another, just couldn't quite keep it in the court.
Think about for her, just 4 matches her sophomore year, and spiked up last year with the opportunity to play, and now a catalyst in this offense and defense for the Eagles.
Only 4 matches in 2022 and sat all of the previous year. Through the block, and block may have slowed that ball down out of the reach of Riddle. The Gales trying to build a little bit of an early lead here in the 3rd. Yeah, they were just about even through about the first 20 points of the 2nd set. And then BC kind of went on a little bit of a 4 or 5 point run. They were able to push the lead from there.
I think as those sets progress, right, you realize, all right, 25-15, weren't really in that one. 25-16, we hung around a bit. We played some really good volleyball. We had some good strikes. Now 6-6, right? Now you're still in it. Now if you could take a lead, maybe put Boston College on their heels a little bit.
Fern, tip, turned away, ball on top. Milliken wisely let it go, forced almost an error on the other side. Quick set for Ross. That's going to give Audrey Ross her 10th kill.
So Eagles have seen something at the blocks. They've gone down the line. First it was Hoppus on the last point. Now this time it's Ross.
Only player in double figures for either team right now. Oh, nice turn there by Soto. It's a great set.
Soto's fired up. She's been waiting for her feed right there through the middle. She gets it and puts it down.
4th of the day for Soto. Jaegers serve. And Ross gets a little help from the net there.
This one as a defense you want back, right? You feel like you're ready for it. You see it coming cross court, but then it hits the top of the tape, takes a little weird ricochet and goes over your hands.
Ross hitting over 500 now, 11 kills on 17 swings. Wiggins tries to answer. Tight set. Mott with a little flick, and Milliken just saves her. Wiggins in from the pin. Harrington, back set over the net. And the setter dump catches everybody flat-footed. That was a little thrown around on both sides there.
Yeah, Eagles felt like they were just out of sorts, running into each other or close to running into each other, so really couldn't get set in a good position, and Iona kept pushing the ball back to get them out of position, and then finally capitalized.
Tight set again. Mott able to tee up Milliken. For these first-year setters, showing off a little bit of the range. That's a couple times now. We saw Moore do it once with Roach, and now Mott with Milliken. That shoot set, that's not necessarily the easiest thing coming into a new team.
And Milliken able to capitalize, right? Like she felt like she got up and able to get some fingertips on it. The more you're able to capitalize.
Lane went up and got it. That ball was touched by Ader over the net. Back row attack called.
Sorry, Ben, but even back to that point, right? That's how you build chemistry with some of these players, and you see how they develop, how they communicate with each other. Can they feed off of each other's energy out there on the court? And we're seeing some relationships develop here for the freshmen specifically with some of these more experienced upperclassmen.
And certainly they've had the chance to work on it through practice the last couple weeks. But as every coach in every corner of the country will tell you, there's nothing like replicating a game scenario. Harrington just didn't get her hands out there.
I think she thought Lane was gonna hit it at the net, so thought Lane was gonna take it, so just didn't see it coming her way.
Jason Kennedy has the challenge card out here. Wonder if he's gonna argue that Lane was interfered with, or maybe that ball was out. He sort of asked, I think, Sequoia Lane, who sort of shrugged at his question, and he just decided to throw out the challenge anyway.
Why not, right? You got it, use it. It's a big moment in this game. It's been back and forth so far to start the third, so maybe if it gets you to build a little cushion and a lead, then might as well take the shot.
As the Eagles try to wrap up a perfect weekend, this is the only home appearance they'll have in the non-conference. They'll be on the road the entire month of September, including the start of ACC play in Carolina against Duke and UNC. Then they get to come home for the start of a 3 out of 4 series against Pitt, SMU, and Stanford, who might all be in the top 25 by then.
It's going to be a gauntlet, and now one of the most, if not the most competitive conference in all of college volleyball, and it's going to be exciting to watch. You think about what Stanford adds, what SMU and Cal add, and now, you know, you have the staples that have been around the ACC for so long. It's going to be a fun season to watch.
And part of Jason Kennedy's message was, we have to get going a little sooner in the ACC. They finished really strong in the month of November the last couple years, but they got to get it going earlier if they really want to make some noise.
Yeah, just get you into conference play in a better footing. You're not losing the first couple of games, or maybe you're not in a hole of 0-5 or 0-4 to start. Maybe you're 2-2 now, or 2-3, and you can see here from the last couple of years for the ACC, pre-October 28th, 2-8, 3-8 in 2022 and 23 respectively. But you see what they've been able to do post that, a 10-5 record. They went 5-0 in December of 2022, where they were crowned the NIVC champions, and they had to do a lot of that on the road as well. So they're building something special here, and Jason Kennedy knows that they got to get going a little bit sooner.
Feels like maybe a big telltale stretch for BC this year in ACC play. Going to be those last 2 weekends in October, back-to-back home weekends. Florida State, Miami, Virginia Tech, Virginia. Those are teams that the Eagles want to battle with to be in that top half of the ACC. They're all on home court. They did the double against Florida State and Miami a couple years ago. Can they do it again this year?
And that's the thing, right? Is they've played so well at home against quality opponents, so that gives them more confidence. And maybe it's something about being in the Cannell Center rather than the old Power Gym. This has some good juju for the Boston College Eagles, and they're trying to ride it here. You see the ACC preseason poll, we talked about it. It is not going to be easy. From top to bottom, you look at maybe the teams that aren't in the AVCA rankings, but there are teams in the bottom that are going to compete and make life difficult for a lot of these teams in the conference.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got three very legitimate Final Four contenders at the top in Pitt, Louisville, and Stanford. Saw what Louisville did to Wisconsin on opening night earlier this week.
And I think the ACC is kind of looking over and saying, hey, we might have the best conference, and to start that way, it doesn't.
Certainly a good, very good argument to be made right now. Still waiting on the results of this Jason Kennedy challenge.
Well, it's closer than we thought, right?
Extended look here to see maybe whether there was a net violation on the Iona side. This may be part of the new rules as well if he was challenging for interference, but they're going to say that it was a clean play, so the challenge is overruled. So tough start for Jason Kennedy with the challenges. He lost one earlier today against EKU, won one last night against Texas Tech, so he's 1-2 to start the season.
It's been really good percentage-wise, but you've got to get a little challenge counter going, because I think over his course of his career at Boston College, he's more on the positive side than the negative side.
That's what Eric and I were saying last night. We think he's over 50% anyway. Wiggins a shot. Lane, little off balance, lost her shoe. Still got the kill. You got to be kidding. Welcome to college volleyball.
You know, freshmen got to learn how to tie those laces a little tighter. That was some power. We talked about it. She gets up. Jason Kennedy said her vert's probably 10-4, and it's the best vert on the team.
She jumped out of her shoe.
Yeah, literally.
Undeniable. As the sneaker tightened back up, hopefully here for Yellen to serve. Oh, Wiggins with a beautiful look down the line. That's an experienced swing from an experienced player.
You said it, sat most of the second set for Iona, but has come here in the third, has played really well while in the rotation, and that's that veteran experience that you get out there from the senior.
Harrington tip, saved momentarily, but diving effort could not be recovered. Jalen Simon, new setter, freshman out of Maryland, unable to catch up to that one. Again, everybody trying to sub here. Iona brings Ader back onto the floor. So they're working with both setters now here.
Now serving the Eagles, number 10, Aubrey Moore.
Aubrey Moore comes back in to serve for BC. And the official not ready to go yet. Again, this is about the stage in the second set where BC had started to pull away. It was with Moore at the service line. She's been their best server in this match. 4 aces. Big swing, but a bigger block. Oh, a nice save. Diving effort by Yelland got there. Back row tip, Lane. Oh, tripped over Yelland. Thankfully, they're both okay, I think. Lane appears to be okay. Yelland, a little bit shaken up, but she's on her feet.
Yeah, might have gotten the foot of...
She's reaching to her mouth, I think just maybe to check to see if she got cut.
Yeah, it looked like when Lane rolled over, might have gotten maybe a piece of the shoe or the sock there.
Jason Kennedy's just gonna take a timeout to give her an extra minute.
Timeout.
First timeout for the Eagles. And that allows Yellen to be On the floor in the libero roll after that collision with her teammate Sequoia Lane. BC on top of Iona 13-10 here in the third, in front 2-0. But the Gales enjoying their best offensive performance of the weekend with 25 kills.
They're doing a really good job here in the third set. Good job forcing that one out too.
Yeah, they'll get another as Jaegers pushes to the corner.
Now serving the Gales, number 24,
Again, Iona held
Grace
to the negatives in hitting percentage by both Eastern Kentucky and Texas Tech. Short serve, comes back over. Tough set. Soto lost her bearings, pushed it off the antenna. Now the other two teams involved in this weekend's tournament, Texas Tech finishing 2-1 after sweeping Iona earlier this afternoon. And Eastern Kentucky, who's gonna be one of the teams fighting for the ASUN title probably. They end up 1-2 on the weekend, losing to the two power conference teams and sweeping Iona. Big rip out of the back row, Yelland able to get under it. And Ross will bump it over. Jaegers off balance again with the push. This time picked up by Riddle. Riddle, oh, that was almost a beach type play, right? Diving dig where you just send it over to the other side.
That would have been beautiful, just off the line there from Riddle. And it shows you just her versatility there on the back row, able to get down low, still make enough contact to have the power on it. And that's why she keeps so many plays alive.
Really seems like, at least initially, she's gonna fill that Anna Murphy role very nicely. Obviously, Murphy was a staple of this Boston College team over the last few years, one of the ACC leaders in digs last season. But Riddle brings over a healthy dose of experience from Colorado at the Pac-12 level. And over and out, Hoppus getting the word from her teammates to let it go. Iona still hanging around here, down by just 2. Not letting the Eagles run away. And then you see the numbers for Riddle a year ago. It was really her first year as a mainstay in the rotation for the Buffs. That one into the net from Jaegers. Coach Kennedy said he just wanted a little bit of an experienced hand, just someone to sort of maybe even compete with Yelland for that libero job right out of the gate.
Yeah, provide stability, right? When you have somebody with that type of experience coming in and able to kind of bridge the gap maybe between Yellen or the next group that comes up here for Boston College.
You never really can have enough defensive specialists, right? Players who can pass. Terrific set. Soto again out of the middles, looked real good.
Now serving the Gales, number 20,
Iona just keeping it close here in the third, not letting Boston College get too far away. 6 ties, 3 lead changes.
Tough serve for Ross. Yelland calls for the set. And Ross, again, bounces it off the net cord. Center change again. Mott comes back in, along with Harrington.
now serving for the Eagles, number 15, Lucy Mott.
Feels like the Eagles just sort of waiting around to try to get that big run that they've had in most of their winning sets. That one off the block and out. Nicely done by Fern.
Yeah, a couple times today, she has really helped keep the run going for Iona, and does so this time. Sometimes you get just a little too aggressive, maybe just too antsy, and you want to touch it, but watch as it bounce.
Porter with the serve. Ross had to adjust on the swing. Wiggins, oh, Yelland was already down. That ball deflected.
It's kind of pinballed around, had some weird spin on it, so no one can play it for Boston College. Now it's a 1-point game.
2 in a row for the Gales. Clean pass from Yelland. Set to the middle. Milliken dropped it right to Ader. Overpass. Ross almost caught leaning. Push deep. And, oh, what a great save. And Wiggins fought it over. Jaegers tees it up for Fern. Yelland with the bump set for Harrington.
Oh, we got a rally.
There we go, longest in the match, I think. Ross, wild with that swing.
Of course I said something.
3 in a row for Iona. Gales have pulled back even at 17 all.
Just saw everybody moving. Jaegers, a couple of good saves.
The serve out wide from Porter, so the rally halted for the moment.
Now serving for the Eagles, number 13, Audrey.
Ross again gonna get a chance to serve here. Yelland with the save. Mott tees it up for Lane. Back row Jaegers. Ross got a piece of it, couldn't control it though.
There's just something about that strike from Jaegers. She goes right through that ball, and as soon as it comes off her hands, it kind of explodes, and then all of a sudden it turns on you. So for defense, it's kind of hard to read.
Setter change here for Iona as Jalen Simon comes back in. A little bit more size in the front row. Gome serves it into the net.
It's going to be on the negative list there for Andy Mueller, right? You get a couple of good points, but then you serve it right into the net. Can't give the points right back when you've got that type of momentum, down 2 sets.
And that's 2 in a row that have missed for Iona. Yelland, Simon the set for Wiggins, it's blocked. Simon saves. Wiggins again, blocked again. Simon again. Tip shot, Harrington is there. Yelland back to the middle of the floor. Ross almost got run into by Mott. Wiggins tip right to Mott. Yelland sets it up across. Harrington puts it away. Good calm composure there by Yelland, sort of directing traffic.
Yeah, Boston College with a lot of support players. Maybe if that gets tipped one way or another, you're able to have either Lane or Roach there, so smart play.
With BC going up by 2, Andy Mueller will call the first of his 2 timeouts. Just to try to make some of the young Eagles think about these points. BC has shown pretty good composure over the weekend, especially in these tight sets. Eastern Kentucky really tested them. They needed 6 match points to close out the 4th set earlier today. And yesterday against Texas Tech, BC went on a prolonged run to end all 3 sets.
That 4th set earlier today, 30-28, Boston College. Eastern Kentucky would not go away quietly. Ended up picking up the 2nd set to make it 1-1 before BC took that 3rd set, 25-16. And we talked about that Eastern Kentucky team, 20-win program a year ago, and they'll be competing for a spot in the national tournament.
Boston College, not overwhelming in terms of the kill numbers against Iona, just 8 more kills. The big difference is BC has been very low error, only 7 hitting errors, and Iona only has 1 block. So the Eagles have just tried to make the Gales earn it on the defensive side, and to Iona's credit, the defense has definitely picked up over the course of the match. It has led to a couple of prolonged rallies, but ultimately Iona going to have to find a way to get on a run here to get back into this set.
Biggest difference here in the 3rd set, so they're not going right after the blocks for Boston College. They made a lot of easy kills up front. Now they're mixing up their gameplay and their attacking styles, and it's really thrown Boston College off here in the 3rd set.
Yeah, 6 blocks for BC in the 1st set, only 4 blocks since. Oh, this one on top, Roach goes and gets it. Just put it into open space. Smart play by a veteran.
Again, you see the opposing team all flat-footed moving one direction. You can just push it to that other side and hope that the contact won't be good enough.
Overpass again. Roach takes care of it again. So 2 good serves from Yelland out of the timeout. And now BC has some cushion.
There's that Boston College run you were talking about. 4-0 run for the Eagles now.
Another really good serve. Back row Jaegers rolls it to the middle. It's Roach. Jaegers fought it off. Wiggins blocked. I don't know if that actually got over the net, but Harrington was ready to meet it.
I think she just wanted to stat stuffer on that one, right? Make sure I touch that one. Make sure you give me it as a block. And I think Andy Mueller
Ladies and gentlemen, Iona is challenging
is
Ball stands. Point Boston College.
5-0 run now for Boston College. This was a 1-point game for Iona.
And Wiggins able to break the run there. 5th kill for Wiggins. And again, the setter change here for Iona. Simon comes back in for Ader. So Wiggins with the serve. Gonna need a push here to get the Gales back in it. Tough pass from Ross. Lane punches it up. Yellen just sends it over. And Jaegers is blocked. Boy, Harrington all over that one.
Career day for Harrington, and what a moment for her, right? It just, everything she's been through and everything she's gone through, and now all smiles as she heads to the bench. Oh, they have to reset the sub.
Yep. And everybody trying to change at once. Iona getting a defensive specialist in for Wiggins. Smith enters the back row. And the setter change again for Iona as Ader comes back in. Meanwhile, BC has its setter change in this rotation as well, with Moore, the freshman, coming in to serve it out. And Isabel Paline will check in. Second appearance for Paline on the weekend. Set point, match point here for the Eagles. Looking for a 3-0 weekend. Jaegers tip, pushed out of the net. Yellen with the overhand swing, got away with it because she stayed below net level. And that one deflected away from Ross. So the Gales save one.
Now serving the Gales.
It's going to be up to Ayler to keep it going. To the middle, and Roach jams it through. And that will cap it 25-20 in the third. And Boston College successfully defends its home floor here on opening weekend. The Eagles go 3 for 3, wins over Texas Tech